Hey, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. How everybody doing? Today is Monday's Men's Mental Health. Monday, Men's Mental Health. For a lot of y'all that don't know who I am, my name is Steve Copeland. I'm a recovering addict. I'm an ordained deacon. A lot of titles. I'm a recovering addict. A lot of titles. That's basically all they are. I'm a community activist. I'm a community organizer. A lot of titles. Telling you, brothers, it wasn't always like this. Okay? So look, I'm going to slide this up some so I can get right into it. Right? Now, I was thinking about this topic right here. Right? I was once lost, but now I'm found. I was once lost, but now I'm found. And I always like to say behind it too, I was once blind, but now I say, the reason why I say that, brothers, it takes me back to the old statement, right? If a man don't know where he came from, he won't know where he's going. So that's why when I say I was once lost, but now I'm found. At one point in my life, I used to practice a very, very, very destructive behavior. And I always like to share this, family, to start off. Everybody didn't do what I did, or people like myself who started out, smoking plant at a very early young age. Everybody didn't start out like that. Not just the plant. I started Thunderbird, drinking Thunderbird when I turned 13 because I thought that's what most teenagers do at that time where I was at, because I turned 13. So to me, it was like a license to drink. I'm saying this, family, because over the years, from that point, right, at 13, the Thunderbird, 14, that rich man high. Y'all remember what we used to call the rich man high, right? Back in the days. Because I got to watch it for TikTok's sake with certain words. But y'all remember, right? I was 14 years old when I started the cocoa. I only share this, people, to basically identify myself. When I say I'm a recovering person, addict, you know what I mean? Just to help you understand that I lived that life at one point. So, 14 years old, the cocoa leaf. I remember asking my cousin, and like I said, I like sharing this because I wanted to get around. for some people that's still stuck in those areas, right? That you can turn your life around. See, remember when I said I was once lost but now found? So at 14, near 15, cornbread, I started pew-pewing with the cocoa and the hardcore, which back in the day, cornbread, we called it speedballing. From the age 11 to 30, I was running around, lost, my brothers. I was running around in a bunch of mayhem, my brothers and sisters that's listening. I was 30 years old, and my life was spiraling completely out of control. And I yelled out during that time, God, please help me. I was 30 years old. I was guided to the rooms in 1993. A day at a time, family. January the 26th made 33 years. Only thing I'm doing is trying to send a sense of hope to help people understand if I can do it, you can do it. But you got to want it. You get me? So men, and tying this into Monday, or Men's Mental Health Monday, is understanding who I am as a man. Understanding that I have feelings, emotions. I cry. I yell. I scream. And I'm going to tell you, I grew up in that area, gentlemen, that men ain't supposed to cry, which is a lie. Now, I'm going to say this right here. I don't know about none of y'all, but Jesus wept. Did he not? Jesus wept. Did he not? Jesus got angry. Jesus got upset. Did he not? So look at the poor information, Alvin, that we sharing with people. Men ain't supposed to cry. Men hurt too. We try not to, but God darn it, sometimes that mess hurt. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about life in general. Then dealing with your own feelings and emotions. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ooh. Then look, Annie, trying to carry on the weight when you're a husband with children. And then you feeling like the world coming crashing down on you. And I'm not saying that the women don't go through the same things. Please don't take it wrong. Sometimes y'all deal with it a little different than what that man do. Because he was taught he has to be strong and mighty and firm. Well, at least that's how I was taught. Right? But I found out men cry too. Men hurt too. We go through stuff too. And I want to say this to my brothers, right? To my kings. It's okay, right? That if you feel as though, brothers, that you need to talk with outside resources, like a counselor, like a therapist, even go to a men's group. As a recovering person myself, I work with men. I work with women. And the goal is family. It's just helping people to learn to cope with life in the here and now with some peace in their life. I was writing something a little bit earlier. Back in the days, like your childhood experiences and your childhood stories, stuff like that, when you was a child, everybody wasn't great. Everybody wasn't fondled. You know, you have some young children that was, you know, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually abused, physically abandoned, stuff like that, right? But what I'm trying to get to is remember the childhood traumas. And some of that stuff can be haunting people today because they haven't actually confronted them. And I'm talking about like us men. Some men has been played with. Some men has been great by men and women. I'm talking about as children. Candy, I'm talking right now, and be honest with you, Queen, I do not need you to come up here talking about what's his name. I don't. And I'm not trying to be smart. I don't need that right now. Now, what I'm actually saying is, men, a lot of those say struggles in life, challenges in life. We are the ones that has to find a healthy way to release this. You get me? My thing is with a lot of us, right? I don't want to see men and our young men as well doing stuff that will have them behind bars. That's why I talk the way I do, family. It's like a preventive maintenance thing. You get it? And this is what life is about. And not just the men. I know women, like I said, go through stuff too. But I'm talking about ways and means for us not to act out on our destructive behaviors. Now, what I am going to do, because I put up there, I was once lost, but now I'm found. Gentlemen, I was once lost, but now I'm found. I was once blind, but now I see. I don't have to lie to myself today. I don't have to play games with myself today. I was talking to some people yesterday about if you're not being honest with yourself, like when you come on Facebook, and I know some of these platforms, they don't want you to be honest. They don't want you to be personal. Uncle Steve is personal. I'm all about recovery. I'm all about healing. So they don't want people to be personal. I forgot what it's called because I'm kind of mixed up with certain words. But number one, if you invite me on your platform, I am going to share my experience, my strengths, and my hopes. But I realize a lot of people create platforms for you to come up on that have a space to vent and not really talk about where you at or who you are and what's going on with you. I don't support them platforms. I'm talking about me. Because it's not healthy and educational to me. But if y'all like that type of stuff, go for it. But let me read a little bit of this, right? The prompt I got up, I moved my big head out though. So y'all could see it. But it talks about I was once lost, but now I am found. I was talking to a group of people last night, and I really understood what that prompt meant. I was once lost. Because I was talking to a group of people that's stuck in a certain area of life, but they want to tell somebody that's a little bit older that went through that little phase, right? And they're older. You can only talk from where you at. Now, did I not say my talk show is about a healing process? I didn't say it was about being hilarious, yelling, screaming, cussing at each other. Did I say that? That's not what this is about. So why would you want to sit back when you know somebody else don't run their platforms like that? When you know somebody else don't accept disrespect on their platforms? When you know that there are people out there that's hurting inside and looking at unaliving themselves and need a safe place to go to talk about it, but they don't need to come on your platform where you're going to have people turn around and encourage them to do exactly how they feel, unaliving themselves, and you don't see that? So this is the 5 steps, bro. Men. Steps for men in growing. The reason why I do this, family, because we already know, brothers and sisters, whatever we're dealing with, whatever trauma. You get me? Oop, I ain't mean to move. I ain't mean to use that word. Whatever struggles, whatever challenges, we already know what it is. The thing is, if I'm carrying stuff from my past, this is 2026, and I'm carrying stuff from over 50 years ago, 60 years ago, and I haven't found no acceptance or peace in my life yet. Something ain't right with that. Something ain't right with that. And this is 2026. We talking about back in the 60s and early 70s. And I'm going around pained up and miserable. No, I will not. So this is why Monday, men, it's the opportunity for you to come and talk about where you at, what's going on with you, and let's work towards the solution to bring some peace in your life. I do this every Monday. The reason why I do it, like I said, I have 33 years clean and recovery. I sponsor men and women. I opened up a housing program where I help women and children. It's just giving back to the community, help turn lives around. This is not a joke to me, like it is for a lot of other people. The Cash App offer people pain and misery. That's not what I'm about. Okay? So let me read, because like I said, I was moving my head out the way. Me and somebody was talking about the prompt last night. I like the prompt, because the prompt says, Men's Mental Health Monday. It didn't say man. Men's Mental Health Monday. Talking about more than one. So I love what Chat GPT created for it, right? It's a bunch of different style men, different positions, different angles, doing certain things. They couldn't understand why. Why did you let them put that many pictures on there? Because I said it's Men's Mental Health Monday, not a man. It was okay to keep the steps, but it was just too many pictures of men. Now, y'all heard what I said. If I just said something wrong, kind of point it out. It says men's mental health Monday, not a man mental health Monday. When you in your 30s, and not everybody, your mind is not expanded like a child to a lot of different avenues of doing things, because you can only speak from where you at. And my goal, because my life been turned around, and I see how spiritually it has become. This is my way of feeding back the public. You can take it or you leave it, because I never know who need to hear it. I don't. That's why I do what I do. First step. Well, first phase, 5 phase for men. Women too. But right here, because I'm looking at the men and our mental struggles, unhealthy struggles. Take responsibilities. That's number 1. Control your mind and emotions. That's number 2. Build character and integrity. That's number 3. Invest in your purpose and growth. That's number 4. Lead, love. Lead and love. Love and leave a legacy. Men, we are the ones that have to do the work. So when you hear me say this, back to the first step where it says take responsibilities, it talks about own your own actions and choices. Stop blaming others. Understand that you create your life. Step 2, it talks about control your mind and emotions. Don't let feelings run your life. Build self-discipline and patience. Think before you react. Number 3, build character and integrity. Do what's right. Run your life. Wait a minute. I didn't jump back to 2. Build character and integrity. I didn't jump to 2 to read the end part. Do what's right, even when no one is watching. Be honest, loyal, and trustworthy. Your word is your bond. Didn't we come up on that? A man's word is his bond. Number 4, I'm just reading the insight. Invest in your purpose and growth. Discover your God-given purpose. Keep learning. Keep growing. Surround yourself with mentors and positive men. I'm sorry, I said position. Positive men. Number 5, lead, love, leave a legacy behind. That's a beautiful feeling, gentlemen. And the reason why I'm saying that, y'all see what I'm doing right now? And all the work that I basically do around in Baltimore City, and if you want to call it bragging and boasting and all that, what else can I do? Why would you want to sit up here and you hear somebody talking about how their life has transpired, but you want to find negative stuff to say about it? It goes to show me where your self-esteem is at. I'm telling you, when you hear somebody that sound bold, confident, and stuff like that, and you go back and say, oh, his ego, oh, his pride, I wouldn't do that. You don't do what they do. That's why you wouldn't do it. You don't have the courage. You don't have the confidence. Do you realize when you say that, you're speaking against your own self? And don't get mad at another man because he tends to move forward rather than allowing certain things in life to hold him back. And you want to find negative stuff to say about that because you are afraid to move from the spot you in. Come on, bros. Come on, brothers. Who know a man better than another man? So you can't pull no slick bull junk over another man, mainly one that came from the street, understand what it is to be deceitful, lie, manipulate, and all that good stuff, and then turn his life around. And then you want to sit up and think you playing with somebody when they recognizing their old behaviors in you. Did you hear what I said? When we recognizing our own behaviors in others, the childish behaviors, men know men. We are more alike than different. So why when you call yourself brothers, kings, why when you call yourself addressing another man or a real man, and you feel like you need to come and lie and manipulate and cheat, play games? Mainly if that person, Cherry, used to live that deceitful way of life. A criminal understands another criminal that has been redeemed. We recognize each other. But you will feel like, oh, I can play him. He's a turkey. He this, he that. I be like, nope. Oh, retired OG. That meant I had to give those things up. It's just to let you know. You talking to somebody that used to play those games. Gentlemen, who do you think he talking to you? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Basically, I'm talking to myself. But I'm speaking out to you. That's why it's called the real conversation. I want us to be able to go inside my brothers and talk about where we at, how we feel, what's going on with us. Steve, that's where I'm at today, bro. What's happening? Steve, you ain't gotta give me that goofy look. Okay. That one even. But bro, what's going on? Because the goal is not to judge you, bro. It's not to judge you. Man, I stepped outside my marriage. You too? I stepped outside both of mine. Because now I know you feeling like crap. Because if you're not, I felt like crap. If you feel okay, that's fine. And guess what? I kept doing it till I felt the pain of being miserable. El Fago, Luke. When I stepped outside my marriage, I got caught up running outside of it. I didn't stop until the pain got too great. I just thought about that, Luke. I just thought about that. I did not look when I was cheating and everything, right? I felt like I was doing the right things. It was until that pain got stronger of me because I was caught up. that I had to learn to stop and gain control over my life in that area. That's why when I hear people talk, I'm listening to you. If you're going to talk about something, and if you still stuck there, it's okay, bros. It's okay, brothers. If you still stuck. But if you talk about it, 9 times out of 10 that you're caught up. You're getting to that point that you're ready to let go. It's just work that has to be done. The same way I learned, if you don't pick it up, it can't get in you, stuff like that. If you don't cop, you can't do it, stuff like that. Is the same way I had to use it in all those other areas that I became addicted to whatever that was unhealthy for me in my marriage, in my life. I'm the one that has to learn to surrender. I'm the one that had to learn to practice some self-control and discipline again over whatever uncontrollable situations that was going on in my life. I'm the one that has to gain control. Can't nobody do that. They can encourage you, they can kind of empower you, they can kind of motivate you, because they only going to share with you the steps that they took to come out of certain situations and stay out of it a day at a time. And this is what I do when it comes to helping people. It's not just to point at a problem. Because like I said, we already know what the problem is. We already know what the issue is. It takes work. And you got to want to change, brothers. You got to want to change. And like I said, it's not just, I'm sharing this because I'm basically reaching out to the men. And number one, if you don't like being real about yourself, there are a lot of platforms on here where you can go to and be that fake, phony person that you are and swear by God, you are a man either way, right? Because you got a wing. But if you know you struggling and you dealing with certain things, you got a brother right here in your face that you can come and talk with. And it's not about judging you. It's about being real. Where you can talk about yourself, where you can set yourself free. And then if you want to hear recovery process, you can hear it. Because that's what it's all about. Say that again.
It's about opening up your mouth, asking for help if you're having a problem. This is why we are here. We're supposed to be able to help you with any situation that you may be in, whether it be mentally, spiritually, or whatever the case may be. Me personally, I love helping people, and especially the men, because there is some men that want to change but don't know how to ask for help. And that's a problem. When you got men out here that wants to help but don't know how to ask for it, that's bad. I mean, come on, man. I thought we were better than this. But then I forget. Most of us are all Gen X babies, so we were always told to suck it up and move on. Well, that time has came and passed. It's time for us to open up and talk and say, hey, look, this is happening to me. This is going on. What did you do to help your situation out? Can you give me some pointers or help me some? Yes, that's what we're here for. You got questions, we got answers. We got sometimes solutions.
Be truthful, most of the time solutions.
Exactly. But
80, 90%.
But the problem is, men don't know how to be men to open up at all. They're stuck in that well, I'm the man of the house. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I don't have time for myself. And, all I got time for is my family, my job, my social life, but I don't have time for me. That's where you fuck up, because you always have to make time for your fucking self first. God comes first, then you. If you're married, it's God first, then your wife, then yourself. But never ever neglect your own self, because when you do, now you're wondering, what did I do wrong? Why am I in this situation that I'm in now? Why am I in the dark? Why didn't I listen to the suggestions? Why couldn't I just open up and say, hey, look, I got a problem and I don't know how to ask for help? Simple as that. Learn how to open up your mouth in 2026, men. Because we get SA too. We get abused. We get heartbroken. We get everything. And the only thing that we know how to do is go back to our old habits. But now it's 2026. It's time for us to say, fuck the old habits and get with the brand new facts of life. Get your shit together, and you'll see just how much better your life will be. But it's up to you, because you're the one that's got to do the footwork. We can guide you, but you're the one that's got to do the work for it. Seriously.
I was just saying that earlier, OG. That man.
I mean, please don't
hey,
take
Queen.
me the wrong way, but please don't take me the wrong way, but I am raw. I don't hold back. I will not hold back on no punches. And if you're coming at me with some bullshit, I'm sorry, but you're not coming nowhere near me. Period. Been there, done that. I'm that old school recovery person. You do not want to, no. You don't want to come my way unless you want the tough love version of the program, which 99.99% of the people that I sponsor make it. So my success rate is perfect. I'm 12 out of 12 right now, brother.
Hey, look. No matter how I listen to you, OG, no matter how I listen to you, I keep hearing the predecessor. This would encourage me, man, to be more open and honest about myself. When I came around and I met predecessors like OG, they kept it raw and real. I try as much as I can to keep it real and personal and ugly. No, let me stop. I try to keep it professional from time to time. But when I hear OG takes me back every time to when I first came around in 1993.
I mean, I'm not even going to apologize for the way that I feel, but this was the way I was brought up. There is no pussy recovery. You cannot just walk through this fucking recovery thing. It's not going to fucking work. I don't give a damn.
He ain't lying.
I don't give a damn how you think you getting ready to work this program. It's not going to work, because you're not listening to the suggestions. You think you have everything figured out? No, the fuck you don't. You're a fucking asshole that don't know a motherfucking thing, that needs to take the cotton out your ears, put it in your mouth, sit your ass in the front motherfucking row, and shut the fuck up and listen. I am not apologizing, because that's the way it fucking is. All newcomers, take the cotton out your mouth, put it in your take the cotton out your ears, put it in your mouth. Sit your ass in the front row of a fucking meeting. Sit your ass in the front row.
Hey,
Because that's
OG,
what they gonna tell you.
OG,
Huh?
can you stop? Because you making me feel like
No.
I need this. Please stop, because you make me feel like I
No.
need to go sit in the damn front row right now.
No, because
You giving me flashbacks.
No, listen, men have to hear this though, bro. In order for this to get in their motherfucking head, they have to hear.
I got 33 years clean. Y'all hear this, man? I got 33 years clean, and he making me feel like a newcomer. I need to go sit on the front row. Cause look, I told y'all that's how they talk to us. Because when I came in, I thought I still knew everything he was saying. You couldn't tell me I ain't know nothing.
Oh no, the fuck you don't. You don't know a motherfucking thing. Not a fucking thing. You think you know, but you don't.
I knew where to tell you where to go cop it and stuff. They shut me down. You hear, OG?
Quick.
That's how they did it.
Yeah, we shut them down quick.
Do it again. Raise your hand again.
We do not have time for no motherfucking games. If you're in this motherfucking recovery, you're in recovery.
Yep.
And what we say
Yep.
and what we suggest, we hope that you take the suggestions. Because
that's the big one.
If we pour ourselves into you and to try to help you come through this and you backstab us, oh, please do not show your ass back at a meeting, because you will get told in front of everybody just how bad you screwed the fuck up because you didn't want to listen.
Yep.
They will put your motherfucking, stand your ass up in the fucking center of the damn thing and tell them exactly where you fucked up at.
Yep. Come on, OG.
I've done it. I've put people in the fucking center of the damn room and called they motherfucking bullshit. You think I didn't? Me.
You cut out, bro. Come back. OG, come back.
Okay. Am I here?
Yeah, I hear you. Come on.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm 37 years clean. Okay? Don't try to fuck with my intelligence, because I'm not going to deal with it if you're thinking you're going to come to me thinking you know everything about what you're trying to do when you really don't know shit yet, because you ain't been taught the right way yet. Which is, shut up, listen, take suggestions, and work your program to the best of your ability. This is all we want, for you to work the program to the best of your ability. If you have problems in this thing, this is why the hell we are fucking here. This is why we are called sponsors and sponsees. The newcomers always need someone that's a little bit more clean time than they have to guide them through this fucking process. Because this bitch is not a fucking rodeo.
Yeah, it's not.
It will kick your ass and make you realize some shit about yourself. You're going to be scared of them fucking demons when it comes time to deal with them. And I said demons because that's what we have. When we're out there, we have demons inside of us. But when you come inside, oh, trust me, you may have maybe one or two you trying to hold from us, but eventually we going to get them motherfuckers out of you, and then what the hell you going to do? Nothing besides fly right. Straighten up and fly right, brother. Because the program works only if you work it. Period. I'm just raw at it. And You know what? It's kept me out of trouble. It's kept me clean. I ain't been to a meeting in, what, 15 years, bro?
15?
Yeah, it's been about 15 years since I've been to an NA meeting, bro. Seriously. And that's messed up. But they don't have them up here where I'm at. That's the thing. And I don't have transportation, even if there was some up here.
OG, I ain't playing with you.
What?
Look, I got one right here. I got one right here up the street on the corner.
Huh?
I got one right here up the street on the corner.
Oh, really?
And I keep telling myself I'm going to go. I'll go over Pennsylvania North first. Because that's where I'm so used to going there.
I mean, but that's your homeroom, though.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so therefore, another thing about recovery, y'all. Wherever you start your journey from,
yep,
whichever meeting you start your journey from, and you become that newcomer at that particular facility, that is now called your homeroom now. So therefore, that's where you will celebrate all of your anniversaries. That's where you will go to your meetings like you normally do. If that's a place that you like to go and you feel comfortable, that's a homeroom. Remember that, children, because homerooms are very, very fucking important also in this fucking recovery.
It's like family.
It's one great big happy family. Say I come to Baltimore.
Wait a minute. You see what Prayer Incorporated put down there? He said he went to recovery. He didn't know a lot of YT women got drunk. Yeah, they get look. Yeah, they get. Wait a minute. I didn't mean to throw you off, OG. Hey, look, Prayer. Back when I was young, we had a YT that used to come around us and get high. I did not know. Oh, and you know, I'm trying to watch that word for TikTok, right, Prayer? That blew me away, Prayer. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not like it was the OG back in the days. This boy would never nod. You knew he was all right, right, Prayer? But he never nod like my brother and them. He wasn't like that. He was more conservative with his, but it blew me away because I was younger, you know, like 16, and he used to come around, and in our area where we lived was mostly BLK. So that kind of shocked me. That's why I laughed about what Prayer said. Prayer said he didn't know that they didn't know that a lot of YT, yeah, they all over North. Look, they all over. I got people in my housing program. Prayer. That's why you don't hear me down and on here. I don't down no YT, black tea, wood tea, that tea. Cause we deal with a lot when you in recovery, when you on the path like we are. We deal with all cultures. You know what I mean? But yeah, you kind of got me with that one. Why? Prayer. That's why I had to take my clicker off and read it. But I'm telling you, I was shocked. Now I was young. I was shocked. And this was a pretty good conservative person. I learned about that too back in the days, OG. That you got people that's real conservative and classy. That lived in I know you know. That lived in look, doctors, lawyers, your actors. Yup.
You name it, they have it. They have them in recovery.
Yeah.
Also, trust me.
Yeah.
Any fucking human that knows that they have trouble can go to fucking recovery. Problem is can they stay there
Right.
for a long length of time? Now, back to my point.
Come on, come on, OG.
I'm 37 years clean. Okay. Now, my point being, if I say I'm coming to visit Baltimore, but I wanted to celebrate my 38th anniversary there, could I do it? And would they help me celebrate it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have to get a hold of you first to tell them, look, I've got a special person coming in with 38 and they want to celebrate it here with us. Is it possible? You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter where you go. You can always catch a meeting, or you can always celebrate your birthday or your clean time day at any fucking meeting. I mean, but homeroom is important because that's where your family is. That's where you know everybody, like Cheers. You know everybody's first name, last name, where they live, their phone fucking numbers, what they do in life, and you met their children, this, that, and the other. Them are your people right there. That's your homeroom. So when it comes time for anniversaries, your homeroom is going to come together, get you a cake, maybe get you a book, maybe. But they will give you a lot of love and a lot of hugs and say, please keep coming. Now, I know that for a fact, but I know the last time that I went to one, they handed me my 37th anniversary cake. Yeah, now that's a milestone in my homeroom, though. You see what I'm saying? That's a milestone for my homeroom. It's 37. So, it is what it is, brother. But I'm not holding no punches with nobody with no recovery. I'm sorry. I'm not even apologizing.
No,
I don't have to. I don't have to. I've been through the game. I know what people are going to try to come at me with. I've already been through this whole thing called life. I mean, I've had my struggles, I've had my losses, but I've also had my gains that make me the most powerful person. That if I'm coming around, somebody's gonna know, oh shit, that's not the one to fuck with. He's got God on his side, and he ain't coming to play. No, I'm not. I'm not coming to play because I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy. First of all, before I even meet you, I'm gonna look at you first, and if you even open up your mouth to say anything out of the way, I'm gonna dismiss you and say, you know what, you're not even worth my time, brother. I'm sorry, because you're getting ready to throw that bullshit at me, and I ain't got the time for it. I really fucking don't. Been there, done that. Try that with Boo Boo the Fool behind me. Maybe he might listen. But I ain't got time for your bullshit. I'm sorry.
He said, Boo Boo the Fool behind me.
But keep it real. You want to talk about keep it real, keep it fucking real. You don't want my help, ask Boo Boo the Fool behind me. Maybe he might give you what you need. But when you come at me and you're running bullshit at me, I'm going to send you to Boo Boo the Fool. Because that lets me know when you open up your mouth and start your discussion, you're not here for recovery. You're just here to get your paper signed so you can get the hell out of Dodge. I've dealt with that one too, trust me. Some people are here by court order. Some people just are here because they have to be. But those that have court, oh, you know what? All they're trying to do is just get through the program. That's pretty much all they're trying to do is get through the whole program. But sometimes that doesn't work because once they get in, they realize.
Wait a minute, OG. Wait a minute. I had to come back out. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. That hurt me for a minute. Then they realize that, you know what? Maybe this ain't so bad. Maybe I should just stick and see what this program's about. 99.9 times of people that are court ordered, they normally make it. They normally make it. And you know what? And out of that 99%, there's always that 1% that's not going to because he didn't try. But the 99% that did it have a better life. They're not back in the situations that they're in. I mean, come on now. Y'all have to realize this recovery is not a game. Y'all need to take advantage of everything y'all can get a hold of because never promise tomorrow. And the day is almost gone. You'll never get tomorrow back. Or yesterday. You'll never get yesterday back. You may see tomorrow if God willing, but some of us may not make it out of here. Some of us may not make it tomorrow. And, you know, God rest their souls if they don't. But there's some of us out here that are still struggling, that are still going. They're still dropping off. It doesn't matter. And that's the hurting thing. We're watching our own people hurt themselves. That ain't cool.
That ain't no joke. It's a lot of people in recovery I met gone.
Exactly. Because bro, I've even, no offense, I've even seen my own take his own personally, bro, and it brought me back to reality. He was done living, bro. I mean, you know, the suicide rate now for people in recovery is high as hell now because people don't want to deal with their issues or deal with their demons.
Right.
They're too scared. They want to be coddled. They want to be held by their hands and say, please help me. Or take me by my hands and just show me the way.
No. Sorry. Fuck you. Get your ass up. Put your big boy panties on. And let's see what you got. Because you come to me. I don't know what to tell you. But you better come at me the right way. Number one. Number two, always be respectful. Because I'm going to be respectful as long as you're respectful to me. But the first time you think that you're better than me is when I'm going to put you on your ass with words and you're not going to like what I'm getting ready to tell you.
No, I didn't watch. Like sometimes when I do pop up at a meeting, a lot of people don't look like they had a glow on them like they used to when I first came around.
Yeah, I know.
You know, they
because they've been here. They know what it takes to stay where they're at. They're comfortable in their skin. they are willing to open up. They're willing to do the work that's necessary to keep themselves fucking clean. That's them soldiers in there, brother. They may not like the motherfucking shit, but they still go daily.
Yep.
Because it's part of their fucking routine every fucking day.
Meetings make it. Little meeting, little recovery.
Exactly.
And one thing I learned in my process, I don't like to look faded. I don't like to look dark. You know, as far as your light has to continue shining. Because that's how people recognize the spirit in you. They see that glow on you. They see something different about you compared to certain. And what I learned in this process too, family, watch this.
And no offense, and I don't mean to cut you off,
Come on.
but no offense. If I walk into an NA room and it don't feel right to me, you can bet your sweet ass I'm going to try to find me someplace where I'm a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because if I walk in there and I feel so many demons, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask, can we go someplace else? I'm not comfortable here.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my homeroom. Well, fine. This is your homeroom. You go here. I'm gonna find me another place to go. Fuck you. Well, what's wrong with this? I just don't feel comfortable. I'm sorry. You can't make me go somewhere where I'm not feeling comfortable. I don't give a damn. And that's just the way it is.
And see, they call me pastor. They call me deep because they know a lot of the stuff that most of us did when we first came around, like going to dances, going to cruises, doing a lot of this. I used to travel a lot too, but after I began to start doing some work on myself and better starting understanding Steve, I didn't feel that need as much to like travel to Philly, travel to DC, go to Eastern Shore and all that type of stuff. And because once I got to know me, it wasn't, I didn't feel like I was looking for too much of anything but that spiritual balance. But now I admire the people that I've been watching since I came around that's still fellowshipping with each other, doing things. A lot of them, they so NA grounded.
Yeah.
They NA grounded.
Most of them are grounded though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are grounded already have the solution already down.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ones that are slipping behind. They don't want, ain't trying to catch up.
Well, what I started learning more in this spiritual journey, our goal with us, the goal with us is to actually get stronger and more powerful and go back into the areas in what we fell to help build them up. And a lot of them are afraid to come back out. I learned that too, because it reminds them too much of what they used to do. You know, even when I went down Pennsylvania Avenue one day.
Which therefore, they are too scared to face their own demons outside of their comfort zone.
A lot of them got family members out there still caught up like crazy. But the thing is, what I had to do, right, as a family man, I had to get myself in order first. And then the focus was the family. So a lot of times what people have a tendency of doing, they will go and they will make this place their home, which is okay. They fellowship with everybody else but their own family. Then they wonder why their family falling apart. Well, you got to get a balance. So that's why with me, right, my whole goal, and now I'm in the church too, was I had to balance out the church. I had to balance out the meeting. I had to balance out my household. You know, so you couldn't give too much energy in one space like that. But it was a balance. But now knowing where my peace come from, knowing where my comfort come from, it's not me constantly listening to nobody else's story and then neglecting, like I said, my family or responsibilities. I go, catch me a meeting, I'm gone. If I feel like going, I go. If I don't feel like going, I won't go. You know. But now when I feel like I need to be around people just like me, when I feel like I need to be around recovering other people that's on my level, I'm at a meeting. Or
you know what? Well, you know what? I'd go to like one of them clubs just for the NA program or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's where you'll find. That's where you would go to play pool, have coffee, talk, have meetings. You know, and I remember going to them places because that's what also helped keep me out of the streets. It was a pool hall for me. And so therefore that's where I would be on the weekends instead of being out on the street. I'd be there on the weekends, dude, playing pool.
Oh, that's what they do. They got the checkers game, and some of them sit out front now because they closed down this other spot. So I seen a couple of pictures where they're around on Pennsylvania Avenue near Simmons Memorial, and they got their little fold up chairs sitting out there. I'm like, look at this.
Oh yeah.
You know, so that's just a part of fellowshipping. And it might not look right.
You can actually, you know what? You can just show up to a damn meeting and not even have a meeting. Everybody's just gathered, sitting outside, just having a little get together with your home group. You don't have to come together to have a meeting. You can come together also to have fun.
Right.
And that's what these picnics are built for. It's built for us to get together, to know each other in our home group. People have to realize that mingling and getting to know people will help you better yourself in the long run, as far as a male stays to a male and a female stays to a female. That's the way it's supposed to go. But you have men that are now sponsoring women when back in the day, you know what the men really wanted from the woman out of the meeting back then. Now I don't know what it's like because I haven't been to a meeting in 15 years. I don't know if it's the same way.
Well, you know, the 12 step, the 13 step ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere.
And it's definitely not a motherfucking beauty pageant.
It sure ain't.
And motherfuckers show up in suits and fucking heels and skirts and dresses. Bitch, this ain't no motherfucking Hollywood movie. You a motherfucking recovery. What the fuck you come looking like that for? What you trying to do? What you trying to do? Get another man?
You better stop.
You can't, yeah, exactly.
You better stop talking about me.
Well, it is what it is. If the shoe fits.
I'm gonna throw it at your head. Talking about me.
I know how to duck.
I hope you do know how to duck.
I've just never been in those situations, so I don't give a damn. I've never cheated on my wife. Not one time did I ever cheat on either one of my wives.
So.
Well, actually, no, I didn't because I had a signed contract for my first wife because at a certain point in her life, she couldn't have intercourse anymore.
Okay.
So, yes, it was a signed contract between the both of us when we got married at the point where she couldn't because she had lupus. So it's a form of cancer that's slowly but surely eating her body up. So, it was signed, documented, and sealed. So, yeah. I didn't cheat on her. I ain't even cheat on her.
You cheated.
I kept the contract and didn't even cheat on her.
You cheated, and
No.
You cheated
No, I didn't.
and justified it
How did I cheat?
because you had a signed contract. You nasty
But
man.
that was her doing. That was her doing.
You nasty man.
But that was her choice, not
You
mine.
nasty man.
Well, she knew she wasn't going to be able to anymore because of her body. So that's why she did what she did.
I understand.
And I understood it. But I didn't do anything either. Anyway, regardless. Still faithful.
You's a good man. Cause I signed a couple of contracts.
Yeah, broke every last one of them bitches.
Broke every last one. Broke every last
She did
one.
it just to see if I would, and I didn't.
I'm trying not to break number 3. The way I feel, the way I feel about 64, I might be faithful.
You know what? You got more patience than patience has in your small pinky. Your half of one, no less. Come on, give me a break, brother. You got more patience than what you think.
No, it's no, OG.
Yeah.
The crazy part about it. No, listen.
What?
The crazy part about it, I ain't been in a relationship in a while, right?
I know.
So guess what? I had to ask myself, why every time you get married, you cheat? Then this is an opportunity to run. You know what I mean? And I'm like, when you get married, you end up cheating.
Well, I mean, you know what? 9 times out of 10, the man really doesn't care about the woman like he says he does. He just wants a play toy at home, but his real dinner is actually outside of the marriage. You see what I'm saying? And it's fucked up the way that it is, but women do the same damn thing too.
I know. And I'm gonna tell you again,
I mean,
don't you?
so
Hey, OG, I'm gonna share this with you. Don't you ever try to answer that again if that's something you ain't never done. Cause look, reason why I said that.
Understand it though.
But look, wait a minute. You talking with a guy who did it. I did not understand. I did everything I could. I never got caught cheating. I did everything I could not to. But the goal was I didn't even want her to realize I was doing what I was doing. You got to understand, I drove the tractor trailer too. But anyway, what I'm trying to get to is it was the outside piece that I played with, but I knew I couldn't have it as far as making it mine. So it was more like a play thing. And I knew we would hook up from time to time, have fun, enjoy each other. She go back her way, I go back my way. Now, keep in mind, I don't say it a lot, but just about every young lady that I stepped with outside my marriage had a boyfriend. And I used to tell, like, our young guys, when you hanging out on the corners with your buddies and stuff, and you not paying your girl a lot of attention, I said, what they do with guys like me, I can come up and snatch them up. Nah, man. I said, yes, I can. I take them to the movies. I take them to dinner. I woo-woo them first. And when I'm treating them nice and romantically, because you're not doing it, and it gets to that point that they think I'm going to stop, they'll turn around and be with me. It works every time. It works every time. I was called Unc. I was called Unc. I was called the Hack Man.
I mean, even though I haven't been in that situation, I mean, I still understand the whole damn concept of everything. You see what I'm saying? I'm far from being stupid, but not that far from being smart either. But I mean, I'm like Forrest Gump. I may not know what love is, but I know what it feels like. You see what I'm saying?
I asked this guy, I said, have you ever cheated on your wife before? He said, nah, this was one of my church members. He said he never cheated because of his integrity. And I had to look that word up. And basically what he was saying, standing firm on his morals and values and principles of being faithful. That's why when I heard you say what you did, you know, you never stepped. And I looked at you, how you stand firm on your morals and values and principles. See, a lot of us.
When I took that oath, I took that oath under God.
Right.
That's the thing. A lot of people take that oath for granted, and you never should take that oath for granted. I've took mine for every bit of morals, understanding, values, everything. I took them very serious, bro. There was no need of me cheating. Why? Because I knew mine wouldn't cheat, so why would I? I mean, she may play, but she ain't giving nobody no time.
Men need to hear that, because one, my first marriage, she knew the type of person I was, right? Because we knew each other from being young. And when I married her, the goal wasn't to keep running around like I'm single. My second marriage, I was determined I was going to do better than I did in my first marriage. And I understood my morals and values and principles in my second marriage a lot better. The commitment that I made in the sight of God and to her, I understood that a lot better than I did in my second marriage. So the goal wasn't to step out, but I was steady being accused. I was steady being accused. And when I got ordained deacon and I was called, by this time now, I am mentally, emotionally, and screwed up inside, because I've been called all these names that I stopped believing in myself. So it got to the point when I was called the hypocritical bitch. That's when I cheated. I said, okay, I'm gonna fix you. So it wasn't her that I fixed. I felt like I disappointed God. I felt like
it was you had to fix.
No, wait a minute, no. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen. This is my story. It was my story. Men need to hear this. I felt like I failed God because I went back on my morals. I went back on my principles, my commitment that I made in his sight. This is what I told my ex-wife. If you cannot forgive me for what I did, you can move on. Eventually, I was the one that moved on. Because number one, once you realize you're not happy in certain places. And see, sometimes what we have a tendency of doing, we make people think that when you get married, it's like nothing outside matters, or you living according to the principles of marriage, and it seems like everything gonna be perfect. But we don't tell people the trials and struggles and tribulations that we go through in that process, but we work it through it. That's what we don't tell people. Yeah, we go through certain things, but we work it out. It was times where we didn't talk with each other, but we worked it out. We won't tell people that, but we'll make people think that everything was fine and dandy. Then when something go wrong in their marriage, if you don't kind of, throw a little monkey bar in there, they'll turn around and be like, what's wrong with me? Because I did this and that. There ain't nothing wrong with you. You just acted like a normal human being. So what that taught me too, OG, it's my value, my morals, my values, and my commitment, mainly when it comes to God, not that other human being. Now I can say that because of what I did, but with other people who never actually done stuff like that, that's understandable. But that's what we do. You know how we will go inside, rationalize and justifies the outrageous thing to go and do something dumb. And that's what I did. And what the therapist told me when I went to him, I said, I made the decision, just like I made the decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of God. I said, I made the decision to step out. He said, no, you felt weak to your feelings and emotions. I said, God darn. And he was right. So I knew I had to get a grip in that area. Because what I did, it was like that little child, that little boy who got hurt, right? and he ran for comfort in other women. So see, that's why when you do the work on yourself and you find a man that's acting out or a woman that's acting out on unhealthy behaviors, those are considered as, if you're a man, that's that little boy in you acting out. If you're a woman, that's that little girl in you acting out. They shown up. Now it's that individual that has to get control back over their life. That's why when you see me over here telling my left side, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. That's how you gain control back over your flesh. You gotta tell your flesh, no, you don't need to step out. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. You can't have this. You can't have that. That's how you gain control. But see, what we have a tendency of doing, we say stuff, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. We say stuff because we in recovery. But the thing with that too, because we in recovery, we know the working process. That's the difference. We'll talk about it, but then we know the work that it takes. What I admire the most when I hear men like you, who no matter what, being married wise, no matter maybe with little ups and downs, I ain't run outside. I be like, damn, you ain't run like me. Whoa, I'm proud of that. I ran like a little girl. Not the 1, not the 2, not the 3, not the 4, not the 5. And when I used to come in the meeting to share about me being caught up, they knew it was about 5 or 6. Somebody asked me to do the meeting, all the old heads, everybody would pile up on that front row. They would pile up front because they wanted to hear me talk about my pain. They wanted to hear me talk about my struggle. Steve, stop. We want to hear this. And then when I start speaking on the spiritual point of everything in recovery, they like, man, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You done got over it and everything. We want to hear the struggling part. I said, y'all make me sick. Cause what I started under.
But then why talk about your struggles when we're not even talking about your struggles? We're talking about your heights now.
Right.
You went past your fucking struggles. What the fuck am I still trying to talk about that for when I'm trying to give you where I'm at right now in my life? Deal.
But see, that's what people do here because they stuck. But now the way I was taught too, OG, in order to have something to share, you gotta have experienced something in order to share how you use the spiritual principles since you've been in recovery to overturn those things. You got to come in, and once you come in and you live in this new way of life, you have to learn to imply them from mistakes that you're making in this new way of life to be able to share with people and help them come up out of certain situations and stay. So basically, you had to experience some stuff. You had to do some things and say, these are the steps that I use to work out of this, to work out of that. So that's what they explained to me too.
But then please only take the bits and pieces that we tell you to apply to your own, journey. I mean, we may say things that may not even suit you. So take what we give you and put it somewhere. If you think it might work for you, put it somewhere and apply it. If you don't think it's going to work, okay, well, take the next suggestion. Put that one out there. Start working on that. And if it works, okay, now you have your baseline to work from now.
Right.
Because now you see something that's working that someone told you that would work. Now you have your baseline for your recovery. Now, once you get your baseline, now it's time to get that next suggestion. Try that next suggestion. If it works, put it in your planning. Now, you're starting to gain a little bit of trust from folks. Yeah, you're still a little yeller, but you're starting to gain a little bit of respect and a little bit of someone trusting you. Just a little, because you're still yellow. You ain't green yet.
But that's the whole point of us giving suggestions, because that's all we can do. We can only suggest. That's why when people come into the housing program, I have to listen. It's like I'm sponsoring, somebody. So number one, I got to listen to what's going on with you in order to work with you. I share that a lot on here.
And to put you where you need to be.
Right. So that's why I tell people this. One thing I know for a fact, I talk a lot, but I listen more too. And the reason why I try to tell them, which they don't get it, the reason why is because I help people with issues. Most of the people that I deal with have psychological issues. So a lot of times I have to listen to where they are coming from, what they've been diagnosed with, or what's happening with them in order to guide them to the right professionals. But see now, when I share stuff like that, it flies over people's head.
Now, if I told you something personal, you wouldn't believe I'm still standing.
Yes, I would, because you still standing.
I've been diagnosed with just about anything you can just about imagine, but I'm still here dealing with it. I've been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, been diagnosed with bipolar, been diagnosed with depression. The list can go on, but you don't let your ailments stop you from your recovery. You still have to recover dealing with the issues you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, regardless of what your issue is, whether it be mental or physical. You have to learn to deal with those challenges in your life of recovery. That's a part of your life. That's a part of you. That's your choices of what you do in your life. If you want what we have, then you'll take the suggestions, you'll try to apply them, or take the ones that you think that can better help you. Fine. We appreciate that more than you just looking at us like you don't know what the fuck y'all were talking about. Y'all ain't been in the situation. Well, you know what? Somebody in that room has, and they can tell you off in a heartbeat that would make you shut up and cry. Period. And I'm probably one of them ones that you will face that's going to make you sit there and think about your life and make you cry in the same process, whether you're a man or a female. Because I have that capabilities of getting my point across the way that I know how. It's tough love, yes. Can I help it? No. Will I ever change? No. You can't change something that's not broke. So, am I going to change? No, I'll never change. My recovery means anything more than that. Then that man upstairs means more to me than my recovery, but my recovery has a lot to do with that man upstairs. So this is why I'm on the path that I'm on now. This is why I can say I have never cheated out of the 25 years of being married to two different women. I can actually sit here and tell you I've never cheated on neither one of them. Never even came close. Because why would I cheat on a woman that's all that I already have at home that can do the same shit that's out here in the street? Why do I want to take a chance of losing my marriage over a one-night thing? Me, personally, I talk in my sleep.
Excuse me, OG.
Oh, no, you're good. Me, personally, I talk in my sleep. So, therefore, why would I cheat in the first place if I talk in my sleep? I give my damn self away anyway, so what the fuck? The point is if you're going to be in this thing called recovery, please take it for real. Don't think this is a game, because it's not.
Now, let me.
It never will be. And if you think that it is, come to the doors and see for yourself.
Let me
Yes.
share this with you to let you see how. And gentlemen, I want you to understand this too. When I stepped outside my marriage, I cheated on myself. I didn't cheat on her. I went against everything that I believed in. And I took this body and laid this body on somebody else. So I did a disadvantage to me. That's why I had to get myself back together. Because mainly with God and self. And that's one of the reasons why I told her, if you cannot be with me and don't forgive me, you can go. But now, mind you, I was already in a mentally, emotionally, and verbally abusive marriage. So I couldn't stay either way. So that's why I say well, in my case, I like to share raw, because that's how the step work took me. To be true to thyself. Come on. Come on.
When you said you did this on your own and you took responsibility for it, right? How actually did you have that conversation with your wife? Or did you?
No, it wasn't about
The whole situation.
it wasn't about conversating with her. It was about getting me right. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Wait a minute, OG. That's the problem with some people. You're so busy focusing on somebody else when it's you that's screwing up. It's you. So what I had to do, once again, was to get me right. But I had to let her know that whatever I did, it wasn't her fault. I didn't, because you know how people want to, well, I must have didn't do this right. I must have didn't do that. I must have didn't do this. Well, no. And that's what I tell women right now to this day. It's, you can do everything you want within that marriage. But if that person is not right with themselves, they're going to run. But I'm listen to what I just said. You got to hear what I'm saying, because she didn't do nothing wrong. It was just that when I started feeling uncomfortable about certain things inside of myself and dealing with the marriage itself, I'm the one that stopped doing the work and ran the other way.
Did you think, honestly, did you think in this second marriage you're going to be SA2 in this marriage?
This second marriage, I call myself, didn't you hear me say the goal was to be a better man in the second marriage than I was in the first marriage? Because by this time I understood the commitment. Listen to what I'm saying, because you said it yourself. I looked at the commitment this time that I made towards God. But not only that, the first time it was to commit myself to my first wife, not to run. So, but what I started understanding, right, whenever you turn away from your beliefs, you're going to do the opposite. Whenever you stop walking in the righteous way of life or the right way of life, you're going to practice the opposite. It's simple. So what I had to understand, it wasn't them. They did everything they supposed to do. But now smacks is an addiction itself for me. You heard me when I said that how I used to share, and I used to, when I come into meetings to share about I'm struggling, they will pile up on the front row because they knew if I said I'm struggling with a girl, it's normally 5. That's why they would pile up on the front row. Then it got to a point in my life where I just wanted to run, where I prayed for 10 women I prayed for 10, but I didn't pray to God. I prayed to the devil because I was feeling miserable inside. And I got to about 8. And all of a sudden, I'm trying to be like this for that one, this for that one, this for that one. And I felt like I was losing me as a human being. So what happened, God removed them out of my life. And I was left with myself again. I would call certain ones, say, hey, can I come and get you? Nope. Hey, can I come and get you? Nope. I'm like, oh my God, I was left with me. So by me being left with me, I had to go inside and face whatever I was running away from. And me. It wasn't them.
What was your very, very first trigger that took you out to cheat on you, to took you out? What was your first trigger about? I mean, the only reason why I'm asking is because other men need to hear what you went through and what was your first fucking trigger and sent you off on your journey the way you was going.
I need you to listen.
Other men need to hear this.
I need you to listen. Did you not hear me say? Did you not hear me say? After I got ordained deacon in 2009, my wife had called me a hypocritical bitch. And when she called me that she thought I was cheating, she kept accusing me of cheating. I said, I'm going to fix you. And I started cheating. I called myself fixing her, but I fixed me because I went against everything I believe. I shared that to you not too long ago. I shared that with you. And I shared with you too. When I went to a therapist, right? He was the one that helped me understand. He helped me understand that I said I made the decision, constantly made the decision, like the third step, to go cheat. It was something I thought about. I said, I'm gonna fix you. And I went and I cheated. But now it was a conscious decision that I thought I was making out of being clear-minded. And that's why the therapist said, no, you fell weak to your feelings and emotions. I said, God darn. So I knew right then and there I had to go back and apply the steps because I allowed my feelings and emotions to gain control, which I thought I was making the proper decision. But guess what? I was hurt. The little boy inside of me was hurt because of what she said. The little boy was hurt. So as a result of that, guess what? Anytime I talk to another man and I know that man got an issue, he's married and he's stepping outside his marriage, it's that little boy. So normally if I'm address you, we're going to talk. I already know basically what it is because you're running from something inside of you. Anytime you got to go against your marriage or the things that, you know, the commitment you made. Not only that, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to smacks for some of us, the same way with the other stuff, that the alcohol, the smugs, the lying, the manipulating, the cheating, the shopping, the gambling, that's all under an addiction. When you lose, you lose the obsessive and compulsive be part of you. But basically what I'm saying, when you lose self-control or discipline. Anytime somebody, I'm gonna use R. Kelly as an example, have an issue with certain things, I can tell you 9 times out of 10 they've been great. What's his name? When he had to go into recovery about some of the things he was struggling with, the golf player, I knew it was something that probably happened during childhood for him to go and step outside his marriage and everything. So certain men that has an issue with that in those areas, not all, that has a tendency of practicing unhealthy behaviors sexually, 9 times out of 10 been great. Now, like I said, not all, but if they caught up to a degree, these are the type of people, be honest, I would love to sit down and talk with. Because the goal is not to make you feel uncomfortable, it's to help you address those issues. DMX, right, was my cousin. I tried to reach out to him when he got clean. I wanted to encourage him and empower him and motivate him because I knew where he was at, around a bunch of people that's doing a lot of stuff that eventually, if he didn't change his life with the people, he would end up going back. So as a recovering person, and that's why when you hear me say a man know another man, because we are each other's like eyes and ears. We are just alike. When I say I come from the streets,
I am my brother's keeper.
Yeah, when I say I come from the streets, that line manipulate no good type of behaviors. You can spot that in other men because it's like a replica of you. And then when they want to sit here and play like they getting over on you, and I be laughing because I be like, I'm an OG. I be throwing you hints to let you know I've been there, did that, done that. When I sit back and say things like I'm a retired sugar daddy, I ain't no different than that 304. Earlier, they was talking about the red pill guys and those boys that's running across other countries, picking up women to bring it back. What's any different than me going on the corner picking up one? So now, let them talk with me. And I guarantee you, when I put them on a point, as a man, you still selling yourself. You going over there spending all this money to bring a woman here, which we already got them type of women here too. But you're going to spend all this money to go over to another country and bring a woman back over here. You are no different than me when I was out there. That's why I like picking with them. Because guess what? I said that to somebody about the old sugar daddy stuff. And they was talking about because of the new name, right, that they call it. The red pill and what's that? Passport bros. They ain't nothing but what we used to call ourselves. It's a certain word I can't use because TikTok will flag me quick. You taking your body, men, to other countries, men. 9 times out of 10, if you meet somebody over there, you paying for them to come back here. And it's not like they're coming back in a point of 2-3 months because you got to get them registered. You got to do all this type of stuff. By the time you finish spending all that money, getting somebody from overseas to bring back here, you could have found you somebody here. That's why I trip out on the so-called passport bros. You ain't nothing but a 304. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. You ain't no different than that one on the corner. And then on top of that, 9 times out of 10, when you got men running to other countries, getting other women, 9 times out of 10, they want somebody they can dominate and control. Come on. I already know that because I'm looking at us as men, period. Because you'll sit back and you're down the women here, right? You're down the women here.
But they don't want a strong woman. That's
right.
That's what it is.
Right.
And men have to fucking realize.
Thank you, OG.
We need them motherfucking strong ass women in our motherfucking corner. Because without a strong fucking woman, we ain't shit.
And you know what? Be honest with you, OG. That's how I feel. Even though I'm not like with my ex-wife, that's my boss, lady. Even though when I look at my daughters and them, right, they are my bosses. Even though daddy is daddy and that's my ex's exes. But whenever they say, Steve, look, I need you to help me with this, help me with that, I'm on it. Because I don't dislike them. I don't hate them. But to me, during the times that we was together, my first wife, be honest, and you heard me say it quite a few times, OG. That was my best wife. I'm the one screwed that up. That was my best wife. I've been known for 46 years now. Now, my second wife, she's a good woman too. But it's just that she was dealing with a lot of personal issues. She's a real strong-minded woman like me. She raised her brothers and sisters. I basically raised my family. So we was two domineering people. And it caused us to clash a lot. I didn't see it in that sense until I was able to back up. And I'm like, that's why. But right now, if she needs Steve, and if she called me for anything, basically gonna be because of our children are grown though. But it'll be somewhere around that line.
That's called compromising. You couldn't guys.
Thank you.
Guys could not come up with the compromise.
Thank you.
That's the
Come
whole
on, OG.
point.
Come on.
That's the whole point that he's trying to fucking make to folks.
Come on, OG. And look, when I realized, wait a minute, OG. When I realized, right?
Hold on.
Come on.
You've got to fucking learn how to compromise with your motherfucking mate, because your mate can make you or motherfucking break you in a damn fucking heartbeat, and they do not give a flying fuck. Trust me when I'm telling you.
OG, any daggone thing, my ex wanted, she got it. I'm the one that had to learn that, sometimes you gotta say no. Seriously. And see, on top of that, OG, come on.
And you know what though? If my first wife was still alive and she asked me for something, I'd still help her. Even though the deep love that I had for her isn't there, but the love is. I just not in love with her anymore. But that love is still there, and if she ever asked me for anything, I'd still help her out, bro. I would.
Yeah. Cause see, this is what gets me, OG. I look at the times we had together, great, beautiful, wonderful times. I look at the times we would argue, we would go through certain little changes. I was taught the kids seeing certain things because to them they're young. And if I had to push her to get her out the way, out my face or whatever, to them it's like daddy fighting mommy, stuff like that. And I explained certain things to them as they got older, where I knew they understood a little bit about relationships, just to help them understand that people do have their ups and downs. Even my daughters now and with their boyfriends. I used to have to tell my daughter got bad. My youngest daughter caught her boyfriend. I'm sorry.
But you know what? If I didn't want to hear that BS that my significant other was talking, I tell her, you know what? And this is what really aggravated her even more is golden. Her silence is golden, and I never opened up my mouth anymore, but. She was so heated because she knew she couldn't ruffle my feathers anymore when I said that. Now she has to figure out another way of trying to get me to snap so she can call 111 and get me SA'd. And no, and I learned her tricks. And I learned the trade. So anytime she thought I was out doing what I wasn't doing, oh boy. Then I told her, you know what? Silence is golden. I ain't got time for your bullshit. I go shut up somewhere or be in the corner somewhere. She couldn't stand it.
When I left mine, I wouldn't talk to her no more than 2 minutes on the phone. All after 2 minutes, it went left. And I would start counting every time we would talk. But it got to the point, and I'm saying this, brothers, for me, because I know I'm not the only one. We argued so much. It got to the point I did not sleep with her for 18 months. And I'm in the house. She in the house. So that's why I like talking about real stuff. But what happened, because of the arguing, because of the fussing and the bickering, it started turning me off. Y'all be thinking that might be an excitement to some guys, but it got to the point she was sleeping upstairs. Me and my children were sleeping downstairs in our bedroom. And it got to the point I did not sleep with her for 18 months. And that was before I ended up leaving the house. Because my goal after I did what I did was to try to stay there because of my children and just try to make things work, but not in those other areas. That was done. So that's why
I actually compliment you. No, I actually give you a thumbs up for that one, because most men that are married step out and have children, 9 times out of 10 they forget about their children, period. They're not trying to work anything out for their kids or try to be in their kids' life. You're one of the ones that, you know, you were able to do that. And you know what? If God would have given me a child, I probably would have done the same thing, brother.
I would have OG
marriage,
like
save that marriage,
yeah,
for the kids.
Yeah,
I would have done it.
Yeah, like you saying, I did not want to leave my kids because I grew up without a father. I did not want my kids to feel abandoned. What got me, when you have the mother and the father in the house, those are the two biological bonds. Don't let no scientist tell you this no other bull crap than that. I almost curse. My wife is one half. I'm the other half. That's what make them whole. Same way with my first daughter. Her mother and I is what made her whole. When I left my first wife, my daughter was 8. I'm in the house. I left. That made her feel abandoned. And I was determined I was going to be there no matter what. But the body wasn't in the house. So it made her feel like her father wasn't there. So I had to double up because I knew how that felt not having my father. That's why I said I never wanted my children to feel abandoned like I did. Then she was 8. Then here you go, when I left this time, this one was about, 12. Her daddy in the house. Nanny gone. I did not want her and Lucy to feel like I abandoned them. And not just that, to share too. That's my stepdaughter and Kaya, because I raised them. But I had to leave, brothers, for my sanity. That's why I don't pay no damn attention when other people say stuff, because my health and my life is too important for me. You talk that Gucci bull junk to somebody else, that religious bull crap, you keep over there. Because I refuse to be in something. And I got to the point, OG, I wanted to unalive my own self. And when it gets like that, you got to go. Don't you ever try to force nobody to stay with somebody when they over there thinking about taking themselves out. You don't do that. So once I did, I had to make sure I focused on my children. That's why I wasn't letting no women close to me. It was my daughter, OG, that told me. She said, Dad, you can go ahead and find your girlfriend. We grown now. I was not. And I want my brothers to hear this. My children, my children. I did not want them to feel abandoned. I did not want them to feel like daddy rolled out on them, even though, you know, we two different places. And I'm going to say this right here, right? I love the relationship we all have. And I just want my brothers to understand how important it is to be a part of your kid's life. I don't care about how she might feel about you. You might feel about her. Do not let your kids feel that shit. Mine's are grown now. And anytime they need daddy, just like I was there, I'm still here. If you need me, I'm here. And that's what they need to feel, brothers. And I wish y'all stop doing this to each other. Mainly on TikTok, you come on here, you bash one another. And I know if you got a man in the house and you bashing other men, he right there listening to you. Vice versa. If you got a woman in the house, if you got a son in the house, and you bashing men, what is your son? Do you realize that? What is your daughter? When you talking about all women this, all women that, you got daughters that's listening to this. Saying, huh?
You know what? That's one damn thing I can never really come to face with. Because why would you talk about each other knowing you had either or? Whether it be a girl or a boy, but you're steady trying to bash and bash. Y'all are not thinking about the kids when y'all talk. Y'all are so pissed off and upset at each other, y'all say shit and forget about the kids being in the house.
That's what they don't realize. Just what you said, OG. Come on.
Them kids pick up shit that we say.
Yep.
They will pick up what the fuck we say and dare you to say something to them when they say it to us.
Look, OG, my kids can come up right now. And I'll tell them this. Where your mother at? And they might say right there, right here, right there. I said, tell her I love her. I said, tell her now, my dad. Because I want them to feel, even though we're not together, you get me? I want them to still understand daddy and mommy. You know, we here. No matter what, it didn't work. But still, that's my baby. It didn't work. It's over there. So I will say little things to her because I want my daughter, Terz, and my son to know no matter what, it didn't work. Daddy, don't hate your mother. You get me? That's what I was trying to get to, OG. I don't hate your mother. I know the work that it takes to make marriage work. I'm the one gave up. I was tired. That's why when I hear people say certain things, OG, and I commend brothers like you, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's the little boy in me. Whenever I'm hurting about something, it's that damn little boy. And I ain't mean to curse at him, but I'm just saying, because it's me that got to grab that little boy and say, stop, stop. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Mainly if I know it's unhealthy. It's the man that has to gain control over the little child in him. Because that little boy be like, let me out. I want to run. I want to go and have fun. Even though I'm bald head, I want to let my head down. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because this is some real goddamn on stuff. That's why I love talking about stuff like this, because I want our brothers to know you okay. You okay. Learn to be all right with you. This is stuff that happened a long time ago. But I'm able to talk about it.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm going to go ahead and come up off of here. It's 8 o'clock.
Bye.
You know, you got some things you got to do.
Yeah.
And I got company over here right now.
All right, cool. I appreciate you, old man. And
I appreciate you.
And I'm gonna tell you this: don't you ever scare me again, Turkey, because I knew you had this done, and I knew you was kind of pained up, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope you okay. But anyway, we'll talk.
All right, oh boy.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. All right, good night. Love you, bro.
I love you too, bro.
All right, bro. Sometimes I don't like doing this. I get too emotional. Just real for me. Because I just want to see us, in a more healthier, in a more better place. And I'm going to share this because of my recovery process. Whenever I go deep inside and I can talk about those things, that's called the 4th step inventory, right? Where you go back and you face that anger, that resentment, that fear, the jealousies, the insecurities, the distrust, stuff like that. And you learn to put positive energy on it, like being loving, being kind, being considerate, being thoughtful, because that's what pushes a lot of that back. This is how, when I'm dealing with the men, I'm dealing with the women, and I'm going to share this with y'all too. When I'm dealing with the women in my housing program, they're single mothers. So a lot of time it takes me back to my mother. When my mother was raising 7 children by herself. For a woman coming in my housing program, wherever she got 3, 4, 5, you think I'm a judge her. 6, 7, 8, you think I'm a judge her. I know what Barbara Jean went through trying to raise us by herself. The goal is, with the housing program, is to teach our women, the mothers, how to be able to afford and raise their kids on their own, because that man ain't there. Already know it, family. What the goal is with the men is to talk to them, encourage them, and to help them understand, like Barbara Jean taught me, men take care of their responsibilities. I didn't know what it meant, but she showed me how to cook. She showed me how to clean. She showed me how to make market and all this stuff. And my thing, family, and any men on here that's listening, I was determined, right? Because I grew up without my father. I met all my other brothers and sisters' fathers but mine. You know how that feel? And I'm grown. Please say push you behind you, because it is behind me. But somebody need to hear. It's called therapeutic. I was determined. I never wanted my kids to feel that emptiness or that void without their father being there, even though I wasn't in the house. You know how much work that took? Do you know how much work that took? Then to watch my son finish school and graduate and go to college. Watch my 25-year-old, my 31-year-old, my 29-year-old, 27, I'm sorry. I raised my 37-year-old LPN. I never wanted them to feel, even though they might have felt it, because the body, keep in mind, the body wasn't in the house. But no matter what, I had to make sure we stayed connected. If you don't understand what I'm saying, that's what I'm talking about. I love y'all, Baltimore. If I didn't have Christ in my life, right? If I didn't have the working knowledge of the 12 steps, spiritual principle guidance, right? And when I say Christ, I'm not talking about like the religious side of things. I'm talking about the personality, emulating Christ's humility. That's Philippians, second chapter, verses 1 through 11, where it talks about imitating Christ's humility. You don't hear people talk about that a lot. They'll talk about everybody else's story in the Bible, but his. I focus on Christ, and I focus on the work of Christ. That's what I was taught early on. Read Philippians, second chapter, verses 1 through 11, and Proverbs 3, verses 1 through 6, every day. I was taught that early on when I came to God. And it was told to me, don't let 30 days go by without reading them two chapters. Now, you know, a couple of times 30 days went by. But the thing I'm trying to get to with that, it's embedded in my spirit. You get it? It's in here. The spiritual principles are in here. So I strive to live them to the best of my human abilities. That's all I could do. You get it? I try not to, now that I'm older, do a lot of the stuff that I used to do. A lot of people, let me say this because I know y'all have this negative outlook about me, and that's fine. That's fine. With 33 years clean, I'm not hustling. I'm not putting poison in the community. I'm not lying and manipulating the people. But that's how people make me feel. I argue with our politicians. I even got arrested for my big mouth, trying to stand up for us. People read it the wrong way, like I'm coming against them. Today, I have a lot of respect, more now, for Brandon Scott, Ivan Bates, Westmore, the people in the House of Delegates, our council members. Basically, what I'm talking about, our politicians. Because what I started understanding, watch what I say, they create laws. They create policies, legislations, and all that. That's all they do. They are lawmakers. We are the ones that create the solutions. We are the ones, when it comes to the groundwork, have to come up with the solutions to the laws that they create. So a lot of y'all, when you see our children in your community out there destroying the community, is Brandon Scott among them? But you will put Brandon Scott in it, right? They're your children. They're your nieces. They're your nephews. They're your grandkids. If they up and down, y'all will put Brandon Scott in there too, or Ivan Bates, or Westmore. But it's our children that's out there showing their tails. We are the ones because we're on the ground. So whatever laws that's being passed down, family, I realize we got to teach our people to live accordingly. It's us. I want y'all to remember that the next time you see a bunch of kids fighting or shooting and all of that. So when y'all go to say Brandon Scott this, Brandon Scott that, Brandon Scott didn't do the shooting. Ivan Bates didn't do the shooting. Your council member didn't do the shooting. It's normally our children turn up our own freaking communities. And rather than you gaining control over your responsibilities, you point the finger at Brandon Scott. Because guess what? I used to do it. Brandon Scott. Not Ivan Bates at the time. But Brandon Scott, you can point the finger at Westmore. You can say this, you can say that. They lawmakers. They politicians. Understand their position. Just like a lot of this stuff that's going on with them cutting back HUD housing and Medicaid and Medicaid and SNAP, that's Congress. They ain't Trump. It's Congress. Trump just take the blame. But you know they all work together. So we blame him. He can't do too much without Congress when it comes to stuff like that. And he can't do too much without the Senate. When he goes over to other countries and stuff and maybe come back with ideas and contracts, he got to work with the Senate to approve certain things. But it'll seem like it's him, period. That's what they do. I ain't understand a lot of this. That's why I try not to go out like that no more. Like going after people, because I realize it's not them. They doing what they do on their end. And it might be other stuff that they do, like giving people too much daggone money. You know what I mean? But it's approving the money for them. It ain't coming out directly out their pocket. I had to really, really, really study up on a lot more stuff. So when I open up my mouth, Baltimore City, I know what I'm talking about. When they had that fentanyl epidemic, I got a phone call to that hotel over Pennsylvania North. Because I remember some years ago when we was fighting about getting safe consumption sites here, safe consumption sites. Now, mind y'all, I was not for the safe consumption sites at first because I'm a recovering addict. So I didn't want to promote using. You get me? But I realized that year when we had like 343 homicides in Baltimore City, which was really the highest we've been since 2017. We had about 900 and something with the fentanyl and the opioid stuff. So the goal was to get them safe consumption places like they got in New York and some of these other places where people can go and use. And if their drugs or whatever they're using is I'm trying to think of that word. Face, putting it on it. Trying to think of that name they call it to put on it, right? But anyway, if it had fentanyl in it and it took them out, they could bring them back. So it was about saving lives. That's all I'm trying to get to, family. I was not for it at first, but then when it dawned on me, it was about saving lives. I told my director at Community United at that time, I said, all right, I help y'all try to get that bill passed. The bill made it to Congress, and Congress rejected the bill. So when Congress rejected that bill, first thing came to my mind, they just want people to die. Y'all got to understand. It's been set up to wipe out the black population. Read up on Marfa 21 Black Genocide. When they talk about the Native Americans, do y'all know I thought they was talking about the Indians? They was talking about black people. That was just another name for them. Native American, the first thing I thought about, I said, oh my God, that was the Indians. Even though we're called Native American. Wait a minute, let me make sure I say it right. Native American, I thought Indian. I don't want to say African American. I'm trying to move away from the African American word of describing us, right? And it wasn't the Negro part, but I'm trying to get away from it, right? The reason why I'm saying it, because I'm reading this, right? Native American was actually black people. And during the time Hitler was around, even though he did about 6 million Jewish, he took out a lot of blacks as well, but not as many. 6 million Jews, that was a lot. Good God, the day. And he took out a lot of blacks as well. Most of them were German too. But now on top of that, it wasn't as many as the Jewish. So it wasn't like the Jewish Holocaust for them. Do y'all know even though we got black Americans, we have black cultures everywhere, well, dark color cultures everywhere. Chinese. And y'all are good with all them other names. I'm not good with that. I'm not good with Zimbabwe and Timbuktu over there. And I'm like, huh? Yo, man, I love saying this because y'all might be good with some of that. I now, not me. I try not to put all that on my head. But I admire people who can study stuff like that, you get me? And memorize it. Like their photographic memory. No. But I admire, that's not me. I don't like a lot of stuff on here. But I admire people who have a wealth of information from research and studying, mainly from the past. But then I understand this. Please get me. I'm only 64. Sometimes you kind of wonder, was it real or not? Because you didn't see it with your own two eyes. Y'all think like that? So when we go back and we talk about history, our ancestors, you can read up on one thing in one area, and somebody else can come back with something else in another area from their research and their studying. But because we have not eyewitnessed it personally for ourselves, we really don't know if it's true or not. That's where your faith coming in. Because if you believe in stuff in history that you never actually experienced for yourself, your faith is dead. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. It makes me go, I wonder if that's true or not. Even when they go back to 5 million years or millions of years ago, when God said, I knew you before the foundation of this world. I knew you before I put you in your mother's womb. When the Bible go back to tell us how God created Adam from the earth, that caused the human race. But then when you read deeper, Adam was derived from the Homo sapiens. Genetics. Basically, God breathing in his nostril, right? He created wise. So when I say Homo sapien, you can track life back to over 300,000 years ago. But the Bible tells us how God created in the beginning. The world was already in existence. And I keep forgetting I want to find out why did the world become dark. Because remember the Holy Spirit was hovering through the universe and it was void. It was with void, but it was water that was covering the earth. It's the reason why he called everything that was in the darkness back to the light. And one day that hit me when I was reading that. I said, oh my God, the earth was covered in water, with water. Adam and Eve, I believe he created them special because it started with the human race. Human race, right? It's only one race. But then we get caught up in the culture or the color parts. It's mankind. See, I've done enough just to have a little understanding of where I'm at and my expectations on life where sound all right. But the point is, if you haven't actually experienced something personally for yourself with your own two eyes, stop trying to make people believe in what you see if you didn't experience it personally. We got so many different religions out here. We got so many ways of getting to God. We can't push it on everybody because everybody ain't gonna believe it. You get me? So when I say I'm a loving, caring, kind, considerate man, I'm talking about the characteristics of Jesus Christ. I don't care what color he was. I just look at the purpose, his mission, his journey. Y'all can get caught up in the color. I just looked at the human being and how he embraced the people. Do you embrace him? That's what you need to look at yourself and see. Do you embrace his people like he embraced them? All right, Baltimore City, I love y'all. All righty. Y'all know I'm going to make my little clips and send them over, right? So I love y'all and take care. And thanks for supporting the Couch Conversation Show. Thanks, family.